Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Elite Physique University. I'm John Gorman, your host. We got Jason Theobald, 8 days out. Jason, what's going on, man? How are you?
Tired today.
Yeah.
Um, I've been actually feeling decent because I cut back on the steps. Just went back to my old way of prepping where it's like a little less food, um, hit pretty much every day, but they're just like 5 intervals with ropes, training every day. That usually works better for me. And, I tried something new last prep and God, I was always beat. And I've been feeling pretty good actually. But today I just got that hit by a bus feeling. So I think it's time to refeed. I'm going to up carbs a little tomorrow, reset, take my last off day Sunday, train Monday through Thursday, and then chill out Friday, load up, and let's see how it goes. So
You're right there, man. You're 8 days out. We'll do a podcast on your show just like we did on the prior one for San Antonio and see how
cool.
that's going. Real quick, something that we want to talk about. Our Elite Physique University seminar is coming up in Tampa, November 20th and 21st. Guys, the reason I bring that up is, one, it's in the show notes, so you can click on it there. We've got 3 ticket options available, and this is what I wanted to kind of drill down on just for a second before we get to our Q&A. We've got regular attendance in person. We've got super VIPs. We've got 3 of those left, and that's where you get to train with us. You get a nice supplement package from New Ethics and Fat Muscle. I mean, it's definitely well worth your money. That's part of it. And then we have a live feed stream option, right? And that's to where people, if you can't make it in person, you just want to watch. Now, people have been asking me, well, I've got something going on that Saturday. I can't make it at all. I can't watch a live stream. No, buy the live stream option, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to be on a page to where you're able, if you buy the live stream now, you're going to be able to watch the live stream because you've bought it. You're going to be able to watch it on that page.
Whenever they want, basically.
Right. Now, it's not shareable or anything like that, but basically you purchase it and you can go to this page that we have set up for you, and you'll be able to watch it. So you don't have to watch it that Saturday. You can start watching it Saturday night, or you can watch it fucking Wednesday. It doesn't matter. It'll just be yours. And I really like that option. Our good friend Sammy Feenberg set this up for us, and it's going to be good. So don't hesitate. If you just get those tickets, and we need you guys to get those now, because we have to set the live stream up. We're actually going to have to cut tickets off for that. Probably about 1 to 2 weeks out, so we can set it up. So guys, don't wait on it. Tickets are available. It's going to be a fun time. We'll go train at Powerhouse for a couple days, just like we did in March. I mean, it was a good time, man. It was a really good time.
Yeah, no, it really was. By then I'll be ready for some warmth too. So
Yeah, you'll be ready. Well, dude, let's get into this Q&A. This is a fun one. I get a lot of these through Instagram, but if you guys ever want to email either one of us, check the show notes too, because it's got our emails there. Our first one, this is an interesting question. This is something, Jason, that we've dealt with numerous times. You've been through it personally last year, but really good one here. So this lady says, I'm going through a divorce, but I want to prep. I know you guys have talked about stress being high isn't a good thing, but I want to do something that I love. I'm a natural female doing figure. What's the downside to me starting prep? So the reason why I want to start the show off with this is I've got a ton of natural clients, right? Male, female, doesn't matter. And I really have to deal with this one a lot, whether it's someone just going through something super stressful, but nothing, as you know, is damn near as stressful as a fucking divorce, right?
yep.
So to try and prep through that, being a natural female, is this something that you've had talks with your clients over the years? I'm sure this has come up, right?
Yeah, even though I did it last year, I don't recommend it to a natural athlete. I mean, cortisol is going to be up. I mean, my whoop looked terrible. If you don't know what whoop is, it tracks your HRV, which is your heartbeats between the beat, and it lets you know how stressed you are basically and how you're recovering. And mine was just pitiful, and that's having some enhancement behind me. So, with that extra stress, hormones are going to tank faster. Cortisol is going to be up. Cortisol makes it harder to lose body fat. Now, here's the thing. If it's really amicable, you're not suing each other for actual divorce. Mine was a dissolution. We agreed to money and everything on our own and just had it written up and you're done. It was still stressful. There's still disagreements. But if you're literally going through a divorce where you both have attorneys, you're arguing over money, you're arguing over who gets the couch and the lamp, absolutely, I would not do it. You will not be your best. I guess it really depends on circumstances and how you also deal with stress. And I'm just going to throw a shameless plug in there. I mean, this is where Cordy's would come in, to help you metabolize that cortisol really well. But yeah, I mean, that's my answer to it. It just kind of depends. But man, if it's a dirty one, I wouldn't mess with it.
Yeah. So with my clients, I'm right there with you, man. I can tell you from experience, I have tried to prep my clients through it. And most females are going to be, I mean, on average, they're going to need to lose 20 pounds. Like that just seems to be a decent number, right? About 20 pounds. Most are 140 in the off season. They need to get to 120, for example. And I struggle to get them all the way fucking lean enough. And that's just because it's a harder prep. Cortisol's up. And cortisol, it's pretty much enemy number one if you guys have been listening to our podcast for a while. So I don't recommend it. Guys, I can get them through it a little, but that's the difference between guys and women. Like women just get hit harder. So I don't recommend it. And actually, if somebody comes to me and I get all this in my questionnaire, most of the time I'll turn them away because their look on stage reflects my ability to get them lean. And people will judge the shit out of that because I post every client. Like that's just what I've done for like 11 years. So I have to be careful. So neither one of us really do recommend it. This one's really kind of aimed at you, this next one, since this revolves around your product. If someone's on thyroid meds, whether that's T3, T4, will taking Thyroid Boost help them or no? Good question there.
So this one gets a little complicated. First and foremost, we created Thyroid Boost Essentials for this. So if you need support, we recommend the essentials. But let's start, from the beginning. If you're on thyroid meds and you're happy with your medicine, you're in range, everything's going good, I don't recommend adding anything to it. There's usually underlying causes for why the thyroid is having issues. It could be gut, stress. And a lot of times, if you want to dig deeper with someone like myself, we can figure that out and maybe get you off meds or something like Thyroid Boost, not the essentials, but Thyroid Boost. Now, but here's the thing, Thyroid Boost has glandulars, which has small amounts of T3 and T4. Thyroid Boost Essentials is just minerals to support. That's why I say if you do notice that you start having poorer free T3 scores on your meds before you up your meds, that's when I go ahead and try Thyroid Boost Essentials to give more of the building blocks or more of the things that help conversion, and that's in there. Selenium, tons of. I'm just, the product is full of the things that you need to support the thyroid and conversion. So that's when I would add it. I would pull essentials, not Thyroid Boost. That's what I would use in that case. But if everything's going well, I don't recommend just throwing it in. There are some people that would like to get off thyroid medicine, and then that's when we dig deeper at maybe what's the root cause and use some Thyroid Boost, the one with glandulars. So I hope that kind of clears that up.
Yeah, and guys, in the show notes, I did link New Ethics products, and there's a code you guys can use too. It's EPU10. That's for Elite Physique University 10. It'll save you a little bit of money there, or you can get it from Jason's website. Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Everything you need is linked there in the show notes. Another one with blood work. You got a lot of stuff related to blood work this time. My cortisol reads low in the morning. It's a 6, and that's pretty low on the low end. But my reverse T3 is high. My sex hormone binding globulin is high. Does that mean that my cortisol is actually high? What do I do? And Jason, I like this question because I actually just helped somebody with this. If you guys go back and listen to our episode on how to read blood work, you'll notice there are little clues inside your blood work that we talk about to where if reverse T3 is high, that's usually a sign cortisol is high. If sex hormone binding globulin is high, that's usually a sign that cortisol is high. So when someone gets their labs done and they just get a cortisol reading, that's first thing in the morning. They're not getting what we like to recommend, and that's an all-day cortisol reading, like a 4-point saliva test, for example. So all you're seeing is that first reading in the morning, and it's a 6, and that's pretty low. So the other markers are high. Jason, to me, it's always a sign when I see these other things that usually scream higher cortisol, when I see progesterone's low, when I see reverse T3 and sex hormone binding globulin. That's when I tell them to go get a 4-point cortisol. Do you do the same thing? Do you look for that? What do you look for there?
Yeah, I would definitely advise a 4-point, because I agree with you. Most likely, even though they're low in the morning, they're going to be high throughout the day at some point in time, have some sort of um, deficiency in the metabolism of cortisol. Dutch test would really do well here because it has the 4-point, but it also shows like, are you stockpiling cortisone, which is the non-active form of cortisol. And so you can see like, do you have an issue where you're not metabolizing well, which probably is the case. And there's a lot more other markers, but yeah, I probably would go Dutch if they could afford it, just because it has the 4-point and some other variables that kind of that can kind of help us as practitioners. If they don't have the means to get more labs, I probably would hit them with Adrena Health in the morning and to get that up, because they are hypoadrenal, at least upon waking. Cortis throughout the day, de-stress them, deal with lifestyle, pull training back, pull cardio back, find out, are they running out the door in the morning, all these different things you can, what's their sleep schedule like at night, all these different things that you can kind of help to de-stress. But absolutely, I mean, if you have a high SHBG, that's stress. If you have high reverse T3, that's stress. Now, I guess what could also be the case is they could be flatlined. They could be hypoadrenal all day. We just don't know. So they were to the point where they, at one point were running high on cortisol. Their body was trying to deal with all the stress. Finally, they stopped producing cortisol and they just flatlined. And now their body can't deal with stress at all. So, that's why it's nice to get that 4 points to kind of know what's going on.
Yeah. And that's why you don't want to just treat based on what you think is going on. You need to get that 4-point cortisol, because, like you said, they could be flatlined. Yep. Man, you're talking about, you just have to be careful there. Yeah. Real quick, I've been looking at a lot of Dutch tests lately, man. I like them. Is there a certain place that you like to recommend people go, or do you just tell people just
right now? I go to Nutrition Dynamic, which is my business partner's website, and they have Dutch there. They have the Dutch Complete, and that's the one you want.
That's Vince's site, right?
NutritionDynamic.com. Yeah.
Folks, I'm gonna link it in the show notes. I'm doing it right now, so you guys, if you want to take a look at a Dutch test,
you just pay for it. It gets mailed to you. You read the instructions, you take the test, you mail it back, and in about 2 weeks you get your results.
Yeah, I like the way they break it down, man. I like reading the.
I like the Dutch. I mean, it shows if you're a poor methylator. It shows if someone's not metabolizing estrogen in a healthy manner, shows the 4-point cortisol, gives all the hormones, hormone metabolites. Are you poor? Are you low glutathione, B6, B12, like all these different things that we can kind of really help improve the efficiency of the body. So if a client can afford it, I do like it.
Yeah, cool. Got that link there. You guys can check that out. What are some cheap ways to improve gut health? I'm a college student on a super tight budget.
Yeah, this is a good one. So first and foremost, let's start with diet, right? Pull out the offenders. If they're, you got to watch yourself, keep a journal. If you eat onions and you're constantly burping, we'll pull onions out. If you find you eat a lot of vegetables and you're always bloated, try different veggies or pull them out for a while. If digestion's really bad, you might want to go low FODMAP. You can take a look at that at ibsdiets.org. There's a whole list of low FODMAP foods, and it's not really like being on a diet. There's so much that you'll find things you like. And that'll really start helping clean up the gut. Pull out alcohol for a while. I mean, if you're a college student, you probably drink. Pull that out. Pull out dairy and gluten for a while. And then supplement-wise, we're going to keep this real cheap for you. Glutamine, 20 grams daily upon waking, and some aloe vera juice, which you can get at your grocery store, 5 ounces 2 times a day. You do those things, and you would at least have a 90%, I think, improvement in your gut health.
Yeah. What would you say? What do you like for dosing on glutamine yourself?
20 grams.
20. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm doing it like 4 times a day. I do it pre and post workout. A lot of people don't know it's a nice little cell volumizer. I mean, it's not super powerful, but I take it.
It is. Yeah. I just like to get it all in at one time to help the mucosal lining.
Okay, so it's better then to go ahead and have 20 at once than to spread it out.
I feel it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
for
just
gut health.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell a huge difference, though. I mean, it helps that I carry glutamine. Fat muscle has a glutamine
Okay.
problem.
There you go.
So I mean, fucking sitting right there on my counter. Every time I have a shake, I'm throwing a teaspoon in.
Is
So
it plain or sucralose?
just plain.
Perfect. There you go.
Yep.
Hit up fat muscle on the glutamine.
Yep. Yep. Nice little easy addition there.
Yep.
Okay. And then finally, dude, I really like this one. It's fun. I mean, this one's fun because people don't get it and they don't understand it. So blood flow restriction training. That's what this next question's about. If you guys don't know what that is, Google Brad Schoenfeld, blood flow restriction training. He did a very good write-up on T Nation. I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? Fuck it. We put everything in the show notes. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the show notes. So, blood flow. There we go. All right. It's in the show notes now, guys. Here's a question. Do you guys believe in blood flow restriction training? And if so, where and when is it best to utilize? Jason, I've been doing it myself. I've really just been trying to maintain my physique since 2015. And so I've been doing it probably every week since then. Like it's just become a staple of my training. I've noticed you doing it more over the years as you've gotten a little bit older. Go ahead and go into what you do like about it. And are you doing it?
I was using it for legs and I need to get back to it and I'm going to bring it back for off season, I believe. The way I do it, I don't know if it's right or wrong. I go ahead and get some blood in there first. So let's say I'll hit some extensions, maybe 2 or 3 sets, nothing to the point of failure, but I'm getting blood in there. And then once the blood is in there, I cinch it down with, you can buy the BFR bands like on Amazon, pretty cheap. I cinch it down up by the groin, around the quad and trap that blood in there. And then I'll do maybe 4 intense sets while all that blood is trapped. And I don't undo it in between sets, just leave it in there, let it engorge. And then I might even keep that and go do my leg presses too, that way. But I don't know if you have a better way. You seems like you've experimented with more than me.
I got pretty geeky with it because you know me, man. Like I was always experimenting back in the day, so I took shit to the extreme. So I pretty much do it the same way you do. I take it off between exercises. I don't take it off between sets though. So like on leg extensions, if I'm gonna do 4 sets, I leave it on the whole 4 sets.
Yeah.
Then I'll take it off, let that blood flow rush in there. And Jeremy Lineker, I believe, is the one that was doing the research way back in the day. And if I remember right, it showed that, letting that blood rush into the muscle, stimulates the release of different growth hormones and growth factors and things of that nature. But the thing that I like about it is Brad Schoenfeld did a study and it showed, I think it was Brad. See, now I'm misquoting because I'm not prepared with research, but there's a study out there that shows training just normal or training with BFR. So whenever you train with BFR, you can only lift a third of what you normally lift. It's just harder to lift. But they showed that growth stimulus was the same. So what I like about that is it saves your joints over time, right? Especially on your legs. And as you get older and your tendons and stuff get worn down from us just beating the fuck out of them bodybuilding, you can actually save it. And people have used it when they're injured because they can't lift as much heavy weight. But if it stimulates about the same amount of growth, why not do it? So that was always my give and takeaway. It doesn't cause more growth. Pete Fitchin, I believe, did some research when he was getting his PhD that showed there was nothing special about it. It doesn't show extra growth, but it shows as good of growth. You know what? Next time we have him on the show, I'll remember that and I'll ask him about it. I know a lot of people that do it. You're not going to go backwards because you're lifting lighter weight, and it's different. That's the other thing. The pump is like something you just cannot describe, especially if you train arms. And to me, cell swelling is a big part of growth that a lot of people don't realize. That's why bodybuilders look like bodybuilders and powerlifters look like they do, because they don't get a pump, right? So to me, better nutrient delivery, a better pump, it's a different stimulus. So why not try it? But don't just do that. I think it's a good addition. I think it's a good tool, man. So I'd love to do almost a whole episode on it to really drill down. Maybe, Jeremy Lineker would be, he's been around for a long time. Maybe he'd be fun to get on the show, or we could get Pete back on. We have easy access to Pete. So, yeah, man. Anything else you want to add on that?
No, I'm good on that.
Have you ever done it for calves, by the way?
No.
Dude, it's the most brutal shit in the world. Like,
I probably like it. I like
it.
getting my calves pumped and knotted and cramping. Yeah.
Do it for the hell of it next time you do it, man. Like it's tough.
Right below the knee.
Right below the knee. Yeah, some people say do it above the knee because the pain's not as bad. But listen, man, you got to experience it, right? Hey,
Yeah,
you've got good calves because you every time I go train with you, you're fucking over there doing calves while I'm sitting
I
there
am.
up.
That's the
So
only reason I have going. Soccer
yeah,
didn't give me one for some reason.
yeah, you might like it, man. So
Yeah,
yeah, dude, good luck to you. The rest of your 8 days. I know you don't feel good now, but
not today.
your look has improved though. That you sent me some pictures and you filled out.
Yeah.
Dude, quads are looking just night and day, man. Night and day.
Yeah, it's better, man. Staying off of them. Like I'm just a better prepper when I like eat a little bit less. It's not a ton less, but I just lay around, dude. Like I don't need all that meat. It just doesn't work for my ectomorph body, man.
Yeah. What cities the show in?
Oh, it's just Kentucky, Louisville.
Oh, it's in Louisville. Okay, same
Yeah,
place I
I'm
went.
driving. I only got an hour and 10-minute drive. Ariel drive. It'll be quick and should be painless.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna shut it down so you go get some rest and get some food from
So,
Jason and myself. We're out of here. See you guys.
yeah.